supporters on this campaign that I don't agree with 100% of the time. Those folks know my position on the issues. They know Larry Carr, we were lobbying him on this. He knows that we disagree on that issue. But he is supporting me because he knows that I can work with people even when I don't agree with them. He's supporting me because he has seen me bring people together. And so I think the fact that I have supporters that have a wide range of priorities that don't always align with mine is a testament to that method of how I want to try to get things done in the city of Sacramento.
All right. Well, I was going to move on to this next question here. We're going to focus now on police and crime, okay? And this question will begin with you, Steve. The number of Sacramento police officers is still below its pre-recession high, and the police force is struggling to recruit a sufficient number of qualified applicants to keep up with attrition. For some, a career in law enforcement is not as attractive as it once was. Without a sufficient number of officers, police units are redirected from traffic and lower priority offenses to high priority calls. Here's the question. What is your plan to make a career in law enforcement more attractive and help return the force to its pre-recession levels?
Thanks, Steve. We've worked very hard to build back. We had to lay off officers during the recession. As we've gotten resources, we've added those positions, but we've also done a lot to reshape our department, adding new policies, but also things that will help encourage folks to want to join this department. It takes about 1,000 applicants to get one person through the academy. If you meet some of the most recent graduates, they're impressive people, women of color, people of color, and our department continues to evolve. I would say too, though, just last week we announced that 0 youth homicides for the first time in a very long time happened in the city last year. Our homicide rate and our violent crime rate continues to be low despite some of the staffing issues we encounter. But yesterday at the city council, I had worked with the city manager and the mayor. We added 12 community service officer positions. These are pipeline positions that will help people at the LEX program, at Sac State, or maybe through the McClatchy Law and Public Policy Academy or one of the other pipeline programs, eventually join our department and help make sure that our department is reflective of the community, its priorities, and ultimately continue to press forward. But it's a difficult thing to recruit right now, and we actually continue to get a lot of interest. So I think Chief Hahn has worked very hard, our deputy chiefs, our recruiters, but we have to do more, and we have the positions and we're just working on it. Those CSOs, by the way, they're going to help on traffic, and we're working on some other ideas to help on traffic as well.
Attracting candidates for the police department.
Yes, I do want to point that I think the reprioritizing of where the police spend their time, we're spending a lot of time with police enforcing against homeless individuals, and I've talked to a lot of folks in Lynn Park, and I don't know if you saw the map in the SAC today about violent crime rates in this neighborhood. I talked to a lot of folks who have called the police when something intense actually does happen to them and haven't gotten a response, and so we need to start reprioritizing how police spend their time. They shouldn't be spending their time with folks who are campaigning and not bothering anybody. They should be spending time responding to the calls that actually need them. The other thing that I hear a lot, and I've been in many neighborhood meetings when police captains and others have talked about recruitment. Salary and benefits is a big part of that equation, I get that. But the other part of that equation is perception of the police department. Folks are anxious about the relationship between the police and the community right now, and that's not a good situation for either side of that coin. And we need to be taking more steps so that both the police and the community feel confidence that if something goes wrong, that there's going to be a clear and accountable process for how that will be dealt with that's fair, and that results in something that people feel is meaningful and leaves us in a place where we feel like our relationship is better with the police. Those are the sort of things that I hear from kids that I've worked with in high schools in this region. They don't want to be police officers because they don't like the police. And that's not a good situation. We need to start repairing that bond so that we can recruit qualified candidates from the neighborhoods, because you're less likely to be threatened by a kid that you grew up around. You're going to want to go out and help that kid and build a relationship with that family. And that's the sort of recruitment that I'd like to see us start building in the city.
I would just say, in District 4, there's a great amount of pressure for our officers not only to do a perfect job, but we hear from constituents every day, they wish there were more officers. That they want them to be the best trained, the best educated, but they still want more officers, and they have a lot of respect. And I don't think the statistics validate the idea that they're spending all of their time on homelessness. We have geographic policing. When there's a violent crime, when there's something else, they all go there. And those calls that you're talking about, camping or other things, those are low priority. And that actually frustrates a lot of the people I know in this audience, because sometimes they want to see different results. But we have a limited resource we're trying to use effectively to reduce crime, to reduce violent crime, and to help ensure that all of our city feels safe and that people want to live here and enjoy their lives.
Next question, starting with Katie here. One of the #1 complaints from small businesses in District 4 is crime being committed on an almost daily basis, mostly from transients in the area. This includes broken storefronts, petty thefts, and vandalism. Critics of the federal Boise ruling and California's Prop 47 say police now lack many of the tools that they had used to combat these offenses, including arrests for drug possession and petty thefts of less than $950. So the question, what is your plan to support small businesses and empower police to address these issues?
Prop 47 implementation was really flawed. The premise of the idea that we would de-escalate certain crimes and then the resources we'd save would go into programs, there was a huge delay in those resources actually going out into the programs that would prevent those sort of give people resources so that those crimes are less likely to happen. I don't believe that we can police our way out of a social crisis when it comes to lack of opportunity and the need to address the root cause of these challenges. When we think about housing, when we think about substance abuse, when we think about all of the conditions that may lead somebody to commit one of those crimes, we must look upstream. That is the more cost-effective method of dealing with this than incarcerating somebody. It's more expensive to put somebody in jail than it is to house them. So we need to start thinking through that pipeline, and I get that it's frustrating because the example we have right now of Prop 47 wasn't done well. And I remember sitting in state meetings, and there was like a 1.5-year lag between resources when the thing kicked in and when resources were actually out in the community. And so we felt that brunt end of that reform. But I do think the premise of that is something that's important for us to examine because it is the more cost-effective solution. Someone who has a hit on their record is going to have a harder time getting jobs, going to have a harder time getting housing, and those sort of barriers are harder to overcome when we go after something with a criminal justice hammer than if we try to approach it from a services and